Hi there, it's Ruth here, Artful Stampin', and welcome to my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm going to be focusing on doing some very textural based stuff. So welcome if you've come here for the Christmas Challenge Stampathon announcement. Basically it's the 25th of the month and today is the announcement that we're going to be doing textures. This is the theme for the month, so please get your thinking caps on and make 4 projects. It doesn't matter what they are, they can be cards, tags or bags, whatever you fancy, but you've got to use some sort of texture. So here I am today to give you some inspiration and particularly look at this fabulous new product called the Stampin' Embossing mats or stamping mats that are available now with Stampin' Up. So they come in this format. You have this white hard plastic, this grey sheet, silicone sheet, and this blue one which is a little bit thinner. Now you may be asking, why do I need to have 2? They work for different purposes. So, and I'm going to explain the 2 now. So the first way you can use it is you get your plate, your big shot plate, the very base plate. So if you've got the old style ones that flip open, you go to basically the bottom one. Then you put your white sheet, plate over the top. Then you place your blue silicone sheet. Then get your cardstock. And then lay onto your cardstock any die that you fancy. So I've gone for this one, which is a really lovely detailed one, and it comes from the Beautiful Layers Thinlits dies, and it goes with a stamp set, but I particularly like this die here because it kind of reminds me of a doily, but it's got this really fabulous kind of geometric look to it. So then the next step is to place your acrylic plate over the top of that. That's your sandwich, and you put that through the big shot, and this is what it ends up looking like. So you get all this lovely kind of texture on there from the die, but it doesn't cut it, and that's what happens there. So the next technique I want to show you is very similar, but using a collection of dies that you may have. So Stampin' Up are really great at having these kind of collections where you've got elements look very similar, but they can be used in different ways. And I love this Flourish Thinlits dies, and I've placed the large one here and then the flower in the corner, and the reason being, if I just explain to you, this is going to be stuck over the top of it. So I've got the dies kind of radiating out from this point here. So I've got this little flower tucked in at the back there, this flourish coming out here, there's a little flower under there, and then I've placed some masking or painter's tape, or you could use washi, just to hold all these pieces together. And then again, put it on your blue silicone sheet, put your acrylic plate on the top, run it through your big shot, and hey presto, you end up with, and you just got to be careful as you take off that painter's tape or washi tape, and there you end up with a beautifully embossed piece of cardstock that you can then place your sentiment there. Okay, so, and you can see here that everything is held into place. So if you want to do multiple, you use this multiple times, you can do that. That's all in place, ready to use again. Okay, so moving on then to another technique. Now this is using the grey silicone sheet. What you can do is use the very same die that you did the embossing with. If you use this to cut out, so cut 2 pieces of standard Stampin' Up cardstock out of this die, then stick the cardstock together so you end up with this nice thick piece of die cut. You then put your piece of cardstock on top of the grey sheet, then you place your lovely sort of stencil, thick stencil on top. Then put your acrylic plate over the top and put that through your big shot. You end up with this really interesting kind of embossed pattern on the top there. Let's get this to focus. I think it's because it's a light colour, it's taking its time, but there we go. You can see that it's been embossed, and it's much more subtle, but I like the difference compared to the other one. It's just, you know, however way you prefer it, and I just love that little bit of detail then around the back of there. Okay, so that was another technique. So you imagine you could do that with lots of different shapes. You know, you could anything you can cut out from your Big Shot, any dies you can cut out, you can use to create your own custom embossing plate, as it were, or embossing pieces, so that you can make your own textured cardstock. Okay, so then this is the final technique that I'm going to show you today. This is using the Rooted in Nature dies that are actually designed to emboss. So Stampin' Up have started to come out with dies that are specifically for this purpose, and all I did was just pop those on there. And again, because I'm going to have the sentiment in the middle, I just had these leaves radiating out from the centre. Now, a tip with this, what I did was, when I put it through the Big Shot, first of all, I put it in that way, and then placed my acrylic plate like that, so I only did that half to start off with, and then when I needed to do this side, I turned the plates around, then moved my leaves to that point there, and then again put my acrylic plate like that to put through. Now you may be wondering why. That's because if I put the acrylic plate across the top and put it all the way through, I run the danger of squashing this a little bit, and I really like the deep texture of that, so I didn't want to spoil what I had already done. So that's how I got that effect there. Now if you had some dies that had, you know, maybe some lovely leaf cutouts, I mean the Colourful Seasons die is lovely for that. You could create your own kind of leaf embossing by doing exactly what I've done here. Cut two, stick them together and just place them on, and then you can run it through the Big Shot and you would get a really lovely effect. Right, so the final thing I want to show you is how I did this central portion here. So the steps are stamp, cut, then emboss. So I'll talk you through the whole steps. So first of all, I stamped my sentiment onto a piece of cardstock. Then I used the scallop circle die to cut out the actual shape. And then I used the two of the stitched framelets dies. So I'm using the I'm using the smallest one and the next size up, and I just placed them down and put tape across the top so that they held into place. So once I have this piece that is stamped and cut out, I just place that then over the top of it and put that onto my blue silicone sheet like that. And because you've got the tape there, it actually helps to hold it into place a little bit. Put my plates over and put that through the Big Shot, and then that's how I ended up with that lovely kind of like stitched effect going around my sentiment there. So I'm going to go and stick everything down and come back and show you the final cards. These are the final cards, and I've left them very clean and simple so that you can really see the embossing techniques that I've used. For better pictures, please do head to my blog, and also from my blog you can link to all the other demonstrators that have organised this as well. So we've got Denise and Rosalie and Ellen, and they've got their take on the texture challenge this month. If you'd like to join in with the Christmas Challenge Stampathon 2018, please head to the Facebook page. The link is below, and there you'll have all the rules and how you can join in. If anything, do go over there just to see the lovely inspiration from all the other card makers and crafters. Each month, as we've given a theme, people have just participated and have just created so many beautiful items that it's just been wonderful. Now the whole point of this is that every month we're making something to go towards our Christmas box, so that when it comes to December we're not all scrabbling to make Christmas items. So already the pile is creeping up, and we've got lots of lovely items ready. So lovely to have you with us, and do please subscribe to this channel if this is the first time you've been here, and stay tuned for lots more inspiration and fun. Take care for now. Bye.